Inspector Maigret Pursues. So this was written by Georges Simenon in 1961. I had never heard of Inspector Maigret before. Apparently he's this super famous French detective. So it's basically the French Sherlock Holmes. He's the one that's super famous in their country as the best detective ever. I didn't like this story at all, man. I thought the story was kind of terrible. So maybe it was just a bad translation or something. I'm not sure. But just based on this story, I don't see why he's famous or well known at all. So the story is that he's chasing somebody. So he's basically shadowing someone. And that's the entire story. It's like 10 pages. I don't know how many pages it is. It's not too short. Okay, yeah, it's about 13 pages long. Okay, 10 to 12 pages. So it's not too short, not too long either. But that's all that happens. And we kind of start in media res, which you kind of have to because there's not really that much story to go around. Yeah, that was another thing. I didn't like the beginning because we start in the middle of the thing instead of explaining what the setup is. I get why the author did that, but I feel like it was just confusing to me because I didn't know what the setup was. So basically there was this murder, and the police say they've caught the culprit and they're going to do a reenactment of the murder at 8 a.m. And this is all a trick. They actually don't know who the murderer is. So they stage this fake reenactment, and then they have the policemen secretly follow everyone who comes to the reenactment. And one of them is presumably the killer. They just assume the real killer will come to their fake reenactment. And then Maigret follows him for like 4 days. So this guy knows he's being followed. He's got like, I don't know, let's say 40 francs on him. And he just spends his time going in and out of various places in France. Like he'll go to a wine house and drink wine for several hours, or to a movie house, or, you know, go to various hotels. And Maigret just follows him very, very close behind. So like when he's in the hotel, Maigret's sleeping on the stairs. And they don't talk to each other. It's just a lot of him following this guy, and this guy's money just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. And Maigret's like, yeah, ha, all right. He's gonna eventually run out of the money and have to stop somewhere. I don't understand why Maigret can't just approach him and put him under arrest. Maybe there was some sort of law against that. You think he could have just apprehended the suspect right away instead of following him for days and making the suspect lose all his money? Well, at one point, they get a picture of this guy, and behind the scenes, all the police are handing out the picture to various hotels, trying to figure out who he is. And eventually, they get a hit. They find his wife, and so they pay the newspaper to print this fake story that the wife has disappeared at the same time he has. And it just so happens that this guy buys a newspaper, which makes no sense to me. It's like, if you're running out of money and you've only got like 3 cents left, why would you buy a newspaper? Like, save your money. But no, he buys a newspaper, he sees the story about his wife, and then he turns himself in once he sees that. So that's how Maigret defeats this guy that he's been following for several days. That's it. That's the story. So I didn't really like... There wasn't really a mystery, was there? Not that much. Anyway, yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. So I'm gonna have to give this story a thumbs down. I did not like it. Maybe Inspector Maigret has much better stories, and this was just a bad one that they picked for this mystery collection. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just did not understand the story, did not like it, did not get into it. So, sorry for the mean review. Bye.